Yo brothers, you're at home with the Geek. I'm Mark, aka the little black dude. Games! The video kind! I love them! I'm not great at them, but I love them. Video games have been a part of our society since the late 70s and have become part of our culture. Ever since the early 80s, video games have been a fairly universal language that most young people speak. I grew up during the heyday of arcades, collections of coin-operated game machines of various types. Each one used specially made hardware for its game, making for a unique experience for each game. I loved arcade games since I have so many memories of playing them. I felt so wonderful experiencing them whenever I went to Challengers or Spaceport. You know, real arcades. The closest thing most people see to an actual arcade is places like Dave & Buster's, which has a ton of arcade-style games. I don't hate what they're doing at all, but something about not putting quarters in an arcade machine feels dirty. So, to entertain you with my childhood, here's some of the games I loved playing in the arcade. Beat-em-ups like Turtles in Time, The Simpsons, and X-Men. Holy crap, man, these games were fun. Beat-em-ups were the best when all characters were being played. For example, Turtles and The Simpsons were 4-player games, so you and 3 other people, who incidentally became your friends after the game was over, get to go ham on an epic quest. Turtles had you traveling through time to stop Krang. The Simpsons had you trying to rescue Maggie, who somehow got a diamond confused with her trademark pacifier. Both games were good, but X-Men? This was a 6-player, 2-screen behemoth. At first, anyway. There was a smaller version with 1 screen and 4 players that was made later. But it was easily the coolest thing in the arcade when it came out. And then there's fighting games like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and King of Fighters. The one thing I remember about challenges was there was a time when there was a line out the door for one game, Street Fighter 2. In all its forms, Street Fighter 2 was the game everyone wanted to play, and they would wait in line for the opportunity. It was unique there because it was played on a giant projection TV in the middle of the arcade. If you couldn't get to that game because the line was too long, there were others, like Mortal Kombat, which I still think is inferior to Street Fighter, but it was very popular. But there were others as well, like King of Fighters, which was one of my favorites. Street Fighter was my #1 absolute favorite, but when I couldn't get to it, you could find me at the Neo Geo cabinet playing an equally well-made and interesting game that other people seem to not notice. Fighters are also interesting because there had been some fighting games so bad that people played them just to confirm they were terrible. A perfect example of this is a game called Time Killers. So terrible. So terrible. And then there's Pinball. Pinball's the truth, baby. So simple, but so entertaining. There were a ton of different pinball machines in the back of challenges, and they were changed out periodically, so there was always a good selection of them. Pinball was so amazing throughout my childhood, and I wasn't the only one who loved it. I played a pinball collection on the PS4 that had nearly every pinball table I'd ever seen in my life. Pinball was what made arcades what they were. I would say are if they weren't less common than drive-in movie theaters. And I had some serious flashbacks the first time I played this game. Retro games include a number of console and PC games as well. But arcades are where I got my start in gaming and where my heart still is. But I do want to talk about more games, so I'll listen to you, brothers. Click the I in the corner of this video, and I will make a video for the winner of a poll asking if you want to hear about my favorite NES, Super NES, or PlayStation games. Like always, thanks for coming and watching. If you like what you see here, please like this video and subscribe. If you enjoyed seeing this video, there's going to be some more right over here. Have you been to an arcade lately? Which one, and where is it? Leave a comment in the down low on my Facebook or on my Twitter, and I will check some of the places out and maybe even do a video about it. But until the next time, this is the little black dude. Stay geek and proud.